In the previous videos, when we talked about a chemical reaction, we assumed that the reaction was proceeding only in the forward direction. However, in reality, almost all the reactions under suitable conditions are classified as reversible reactions, which means that these reactions can proceed both in forward and reverse directions. For a reversible reaction, when the rate of forward reaction is exactly equal to the rate of reverse reaction, we say that a state of chemical equilibrium is reached. At equilibrium, the concentration of reactants and products remain constant over time. Let us consider the following reaction. Dimerization of NO2. 2 moles of nitrogen dioxide dimerizes to form 1 mole of dinitrogen tetroxide. NO2 is a brown color gas while N2O4 is a colorless gas. Let us assume we start the reaction with NO2. That is, at time t is equals to 0 seconds, we only have NO2 in the reaction container and we do not have any N2O4. Over time, the reactant molecules react with each other to form products. That is, over time, the concentration of reactants decrease and the concentration of products increase. Since the concentration of NO2 decreases over the time, the rate of forward reaction, which depends on the concentration of NO2, also decreases. In the same way, since concentration of N2O4 increases over time, the rate of reverse reaction, which depends on the concentration of N2O4, increases as well. After certain time t, the rate of forward reaction becomes equal to the rate of reverse reaction. And at this stage, we say that the system has reached a chemical equilibrium. What this means is that the rate at which NO2 is being made is exactly equal to the rate at which NO2 is being consumed. Therefore, once the reaction reaches equilibrium, there is no net change in the concentration of NO2 over time. We can also say the same thing about N2O4. At equilibrium, the rate at which N2O4 is being made is exactly equal to the rate at which N2O4 is being consumed. Therefore, again, there is no net change in the concentration of N2O4 over time. So, to summarize, once the reaction reaches equilibrium, the concentrations of reactants and products remain constant over time. 2. The rate of forward reaction is equal to the rate of reverse reaction. These are the characteristics of a chemical equilibrium. We can also represent the chemical equilibrium graphically in the following way. We plot the concentration of reactants and products on the y-axis and the time on the x-axis. At time t is equals to 0, we only have reactants in the container. That is, we only have NO2. And we do not have any products or N2O4 at time t is equals to 0 seconds. Over time, the concentration of NO2 decreases and the concentration of N2O4 increases. After it reaches equilibrium, the concentration of NO2 and N2O4 remain constant over time. We can also plot the rate of forward and reverse reactions on the y-axis and the time on x-axis. At time t is equals to 0, we only have NO2 in the container and no N2O4. Since we have maximum amount of the reactant, that is NO2, the forward reaction would be fastest at time t is equals to 0 seconds. Over time, the concentration of NO2 decreases and the rate of forward reaction, which depends on the concentration of NO2, decreases. For the reverse rate, at time t is equals to 0, the reverse rate is 0 because we do not have any N2O4 in the container. Over time, the concentration of N2O4 increases, therefore the rate of reverse reaction also increases. After certain time t, the rate of forward reaction is exactly equal to the rate of reverse reaction. This is said to be the state of chemical equilibrium. Beyond this point, no matter how long we keep the reaction, the rate of forward reaction continues to be the same as the rate of reverse reaction. Nitrogen dioxide is a brown color gas, whereas N2O4 is a colorless gas. When we start the reaction with NO2, the concentration of NO2 decreases and N2O4 increases over time. Therefore, at the beginning of the reaction mixture appears dark brown in color because we only have NO2 at time t is equals to 0. Over time, since the concentration of NO2 is decreasing, the intensity of the brown color decreases. Once the reaction has reached equilibrium, the concentration of NO2 and N2O4 remain constant over time. Therefore, on a macroscopic level, the reaction mixture looks pale brown color and the intensity of this brown color remain constant over time after the reaction has reached equilibrium. Now, it does not mean that the reaction stopped after reaching equilibrium. We have to note that the chemical equilibrium is a dynamic process in which both the forward and reverse reactions continue to occur even after the reaction has reached equilibrium. Since they occur at the same rate, there is no net change in the concentration of reactants and products, and consequently, there is no net change on any of the physical properties. The interesting thing about chemical equilibrium is that we can achieve a state of chemical equilibrium by starting the reaction either from the reactants or product side. Let me explain what I mean by that. For the above reaction we discussed, if we start the reaction with 10 molecules of NO2, it will reach a state of equilibrium in which there are 4 molecules of NO2 and 3 molecules of N2O4. Stoichiometrically, if all 10 molecules of NO2 is converted to products, we would get 5 molecules of N2O4. Now, let us start another reaction with 5 molecules of N2O4. That is, the same reaction but from the product side. At time t is equals to 0 seconds, we only have N2O4 in the container and no NO2 is present. Over time, the product molecules react with each other to form the reactants. That is, the concentration of products decrease and the concentration of reactants increase. Since the concentration of N2O4 decreases over time, the rate of reverse reaction, which depends on N2O4 concentration, also decreases. In the same way, since the concentration of NO2 increases over time, the rate of forward reaction, which depends on NO2 concentration, increases as well. After a certain time t, the rate of reverse reaction becomes exactly equal to the rate of forward reaction, and the system or the reaction reaches chemical equilibrium. The equilibrium state we reached starting from the products is same as the equilibrium state we reached when we started the reaction with only reactants. Let us now combine these two scenarios and show the molecular events leading to the equilibrium. On the left hand side, we have 100% reactants and 0% products. On the right hand side, we have 100% products and 0% reactants. In the middle, we have equilibrium state. For this example, the equilibrium state is when we have 4 molecules of NO2 and 3 molecules of N2O4. As we can see, a state of chemical equilibrium can be reached by starting the reaction either from the reactant side or product side.